Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and it's match day 5 in the English Premier League. And what a start to the season we have already had in the first 4 weeks. Last caps winners, managers getting sacked and whatnot. So let's hope we have another exciting weekend for us. And to start off, it's the Merseyside derby. It is Liverpool versus Everton. It is first versus sixth. I mean, it is the perfect way to start a weekend. Going to Anfield for that Merseyside derby. Liverpool have been, they are the only team who are undefeated with a 100% record at the moment. 4 wins out of the first 4 games. But if I'm being very honest with you, I mean, they have not looked really that good. I mean, all of those games have been, last minute winners. They have to they have to dig deep, and get a win from somewhere, and somehow they keep on getting those wins. They are playing against an Everton side who have had a really good start to the season. They lost on the opening day, but after that 2 wins and a draw, and they're looking really threatening under Moyes. I would say, a lot of Evertonians would have been really, disappointed that they did not win their game against Aston Villa last weekend, because Villa were there for the taking. I think this game is going to be a really hard one. I'm expecting goals, I'm expecting entertainment, but I don't think we are going to get a winner out of here. I think Liverpool are going to draw points for the first time this season. I'm expecting a great game of football, and I'm going for a 2-all draw between Liverpool and Everton in the Merseyside derby. Up next, it's Burnley versus Nottingham Forest. It is 17th versus 15th. Two teams who have had a really good start to the season. Burnley are struggling. Everybody expects them to struggle. I don't think it's going to be that much. It's not that much of a surprise for anybody that they are struggling. Forest, on the other hand, they are a bit surprising. I mean, they have already sacked their manager. They had their first game under Ange Postecoglou last weekend against the Arsenal, which they lost quite convincingly. This is a big game for Ange, especially playing against a Burnley side who are really struggling. And I think if there is going to be a good season, if for Forest, where if they are going to try to have a push for Europe again, and play good in Europe as well, I think this is an important game for them. And I think Ange Postecoglou is going to be able to deliver in this game, and I think he's going to get his first win as a Forest manager. I am going for a very convincing 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest. Moving on, it's Brighton versus Tottenham Hotspur. It is 13th versus 3rd. Now, Brighton have not had a really good start. I'll be very honest with you. Their performances have not really lived up to their hype, if I'm being very honest with you. And they have not looked, at that sharp. Even though last weekend they were really good, but they still ended up losing that game. They are playing against a Spurs side who are looking really good. I mean, under Thomas Frank, at the start, they have had 3 wins out of a possible 4. It is really, really good. They won their Champions League game midweek against Villarreal, which was not a good game of football, but they still ended up winning. So creating that winning culture is very important, especially for a team like Spurs, because they struggle quite a lot with that. So even though they did not play well and they ended up winning in a European night, it was big for Thomas Frank and Spurs. Going away to the Amex Stadium, I think it will be a tough game for them. Brighton at home, they are always hard. I don't think we are going to get a winner in this game. If I'm being very honest with you, I'm expecting goals again. I think it's going to be a very, very entertaining game, but I don't think we are going to get a winner. I'm going for a very, very entertaining 1-all draw between Brighton and Tottenham. Moving on, it's West Ham versus Crystal Palace. It's a London derby. West Ham are really, really struggling. I mean, they are 18th in the table, 3 defeats in the first 4 games. They got thrashed by Spurs last weekend as well. So it is not looking really good for West Ham. Playing against the Crystal Palace side, they are still undefeated, even though it's 3 draws and a win in the first 4 games. But they are still looking good. I think Glasner is doing a really good job at Palace. There are questions about him, whether he's going to stay at Palace for a long time. But right now, he's still their manager. Going away to West Ham, a team that is struggling. I think Palace are going to get their second win of the season. I don't expect that much difficulty for Palace. I am expecting for a very a convincing win for them. So I'm going for a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace. Then it's a potential 6-pointer. Early on, it is Wolves versus Leeds United. It is 20th versus 16th. Now, Wolves have played 4 games and they have lost all 4 of their games. They are the only side who don't have a point at the moment, in the table. And it is not looking very good for them. They are welcoming a Leeds side who lost last weekend. It was a very tough, a 1-0 loss for lead. But I think they're still, showing much more, signs of better playing football than they are, than Wolves are doing. I think it will be a tough game. There's a big chance that Wolves might get a point out of this game, and I think I'm going towards that as well. But I would not be surprised, if Leeds end up winning this game. It is one of those, it's a hard one to call, because Leeds themselves are, quite unpredictable. You don't know which type of Leeds are going to come out of that, out of that bus to play the game. And that is why I'm going to sit on the fence this one. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Wolves and Leeds United. Can we move on to Manchester United versus Chelsea, 14th versus 5th. Now, Manchester United, I mean, from where to start, they look terrible, terrible. They got thrashed by Manchester City in that Manchester derby last week, and so they are not looking good. They are struggling, and the leagues have started to come out yet again. The formula continues for Manchester United. The manager not performing, the players are not behind that. It's a game at Old Trafford. Chelsea are coming. It's always a fight where Chelsea themselves, they have dropped already 4 points. They have dropped. They drew against Brentford last weekend as well. So it's a must-win game for Chelsea. If I'm being very honest with you, if they really want to have a go at the title, they really need to win this game. I'm expecting Manchester United always turn up for this type of big games. I mean, at the start of the season, the way that they played against Arsenal, that magical performance that Amorim still talks about. I still think they are going to be really up for it, but I think it is not going to go down well for them. And I have a sneaky feeling, to be very honest with you, to make things worse for Manchester United and even worse for Amorim, I think Garnacho is going to end up scoring the winner for Chelsea. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Chelsea with Garnacho scoring the winner. And we finished Saturday's games by Fulham versus Brentford. It's 11th versus 12th. It's a London derby. Both teams are playing okay sort of football. Brentford are doing much better as compared to what everybody thought they were going to do. Fulham again, it's a solid start to the season. Both of them want to finish the top 10. I'm expecting goals in this game, but I think it is one of those games which is going to be a generic Premier League game. You're going to get goals, you're going to get mistakes, but in the end it is going to end up in a draw. I'm expecting a very entertaining 2-all draw between Fulham and Brentford. Moving on to the Sunday's games, it's Sunderland versus Aston Villa. It is 7th versus 19th. I mean, who would have thought at the start of the season that Sunderland were going to have a much better start to the season as compared to Aston Villa? I mean, Sunderland just won defeat in their first games. They are looking really good, and whenever it's a game at the Stadium of Light, it has becoming a tough a visit for any team who visits there. Aston Villa, on the other hand, I mean, it has been a terrible start to the season. 19 in the table, 4 games gone, still winless. They are not really able to get a win, and I don't think they are going to get a win here this weekend as well. I mean, the best in my opinion that Villa could hope for is a draw, but I'm not going to go for that. I think Sunderland at home with the way that they are playing, with the way that the crowd is going to be up for it, and the way that Villa are playing, I mean, they are really struggling. I'm going for a win for the Black Cats. I think it will be an interesting game, but I'm going for a 2-0 win. You know what, let's give Villa one goal. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Sunderland. Then you have the Eddie Howe derby. It's Bournemouth versus Newcastle. It is 4th versus 10th. Now, Bournemouth first game of the season they lost, and after that it has been a really good form. 3 wins in a row, and they are looking really good. Playing against the Newcastle's United side, who are they have been not really good. Their performances have not been on the same measure. They either win, they draw. They have been quite inconsistent. They lost in the Champions League to Barcelona as well, so that is going to be on the minds of the players as well. It's an away game going away to Bournemouth, a side who, as I said, who are looking really good. And I think for Newcastle, I think they are going to go ahead and they are going to suffer a defeat in this game as well. I think Bournemouth are going to win, and I think in the end they are going to win it quite comfortably as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Bournemouth. And the final game of the weekend is Arsenal versus Manchester City. It is 2nd versus 7th. I mean, I could be biased here and whatnot, but I think Arsenal have had a really good start to the season. Just 1 goal conceded in 5 games, including that Champions League game. They won. They were really good in that game against Athletic Club in the Champions League. They were really, quite, it was a simple win for them against Nottingham Forest last weekend as well. So Arsenal are looking really good, and as I said, just a free goal conceded against Liverpool. Playing against the Manchester City side, who on the other hand are really struggling, especially in the league. I mean, they've lost twice already, and they are still not playing at the level that you would expect Manchester City to play. They won their game against Napoli in the Champions League as well, so both of them won in Europe. Going away to the Emirates, it's at the Emirates, so a big advantage to Arsenal. I think it's going to be a win for Arsenal. You can say I'm being biased, but I really think Arsenal are going to win it, and I think it's going to end up turning out to be an easy win for Arsenal as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Arsenal. And that is it. These are my predictions for Matchday 5 in the Premier League. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers as quickly as possible. That's the goal, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.